This is Elliot from the Geekly Grind. I'm here with Cameron from Squishy, and we're talking about Away From Home. Can you tell me a little bit about the game?
Yeah, so Away From Home is a pixel rhythm RPG, similar to games like Mother 3, Undertale, or Lisa the Painful, but to the beat. Long story short, you are this orb-like entity that has entered their world, and you control the main character against their will. Their world can only exist with you in it, so whenever you leave the game starts to decay. And eventually, if you do it enough, the characters start to catch on and some wacky stuff happens.
That was a really intense description. Can you tell me a little bit about what kind of tone you're going for from the game? From the demo that we just played, it seems like we're kind of cycling between a little bit of wacky humor and horror. What kind of tone were you trying to set?
Yeah, so most specifically, I'm going for if you took the wholesomeness, cuteness of like Mother 3 or Undertale, and then the dark and brutality of Lisa the Painful. So the game will constantly give you this very cute and enjoyable, safe feeling and constantly rip that away from you at certain points. So
Lisa the Painful is a really good example of a game that does get really harsh at some points in the game. The level of darkness of that is also very painful, usually when applied to children. Was that something that you had to try to deal with on like some points of the story you were trying to get a little bit more dark than you wanted to?
Yes, 100%, which can't spoil what's going to happen with that, but it does happen.
Tell me a little bit about the art design. I noticed there was a lot of really good pixel art going through here, and there are a lot of really nice pixel art cutscenes. Did you come up with the art design, or do you have an artist who is really into this kind of aesthetic?
Yeah, so a huge chunk of the art is done by me, and I am the lead artist currently. In the last stretch of the game, I have brought on a huge handful of artists to help us get it out on time, and they've been doing great. So a lot of the art might have a bit of a different look in the second half of the game. That's because, we're all working together and everyone's slightly different, but should accumulate well. But yeah, there's even a point where I had to restart the game just to recolor the whole thing because of how inconsistent some of the art and colors were. So I've definitely had to make a lot of changes, but I'm pretty happy where it's settled.
Well, so far it looks beautiful, and it's got a really fun kind of gameplay style. Can you talk a little bit about the gameplay?
Yeah, so it's kind of a mix between what the original goal was is we wanted a real-time RPG strategy game. And the problem with strategy RPGs is you usually have the game pauses or your battle pauses in order for you to make your decisions. And we wanted it to be like a real fight where you have to make your strategic decisions in the split moment, right? So what we did is we created a bar to make it like real-time combat and pace your combat. Well, then we realized, wait a second, this bar looks just like a rhythm game. We could time it with the music, and now it's a rhythm game and achieves that goal. So it's technically really fast-paced, rhythm-based combat, right? So as you can see, the red and white, it's kind of like turn-based combat where you have to make a decision in the moment.
So when we played, we had kind of mostly just blocking and attacking with a special bar that builds up over time. You mentioned that this was going to be a strategy game. Are there going to be a series of other moves that you slowly unlock that you'll be switching between?
Yep, 100%. There's going to be a ton of items and special moves you unlock, especially there's going to be status effects too. Like for example, there'll be a green bar, which if you don't use the right item on it, you'll actually get a poison status effect. And in your inventory, you'll have to get an antidote item to use right on that bar. Or for example, there's a boss that'll throw down a spray can, and the spray can will make a bunch of smoke cover the middle section. You're gonna have to memorize the colors coming in, and well, there's silhouettes in the middle. So there's gonna be a lot of gimmicks and things that complicate each battle.
One of the difficulties of rhythm games is allowing the player to not only play the game, but also be able to see the battle. Were there any things that you had to figure out on how to have that rhythm bar still up there and be the focus while also allowing the player to kind of visually see the field?
So I'm glad you said that because actually right now, the current build we have out fails at that. The problem is where the bar is kind of up here and the battle's going on down here. So we have redesigned it, and in the full release, we've brought the bar down to where the two are. We've brought the health bars into the bar, so it's connected, and by looking at the bar, you can look at your health as well. So now we're going to make the field of view, everything you need UI-wise will be in the middle instead of up here while things are going on down here.
Have you seen anything at PAX that has made you question, some of the style or some of the gameplay? Have you seen people get like tripped up on specific things?
Yeah, so one of the interesting things, I know a lot of people have trouble knowing to hit it right in the line on the center. So I'm wondering if I should thin the box on the battle UI. And then another thing is a lot of people don't know that they have to hit the up key to do a special. Once they build enough SP, they just like spam the up key. So I'm wondering what I could do to fix that. But besides those two things, I haven't seen anyone really get tripped up on anything.
How's the reception been aside from all of that?
Fantastic. We got 400 wish lists 2 days ago and 600 yesterday. So people have been wish listing and loving it. I'm pretty happy about that.
That's exciting. When does it come out?
It comes out October 14th.
October 14th. Wish listed here. This was an amazing experience. It was really fun to play through kind of the different rhythm areas. And I always love a game that kind of shifts in tone so that you start off kind of comfortable, but there is kind of an eerie sense. So really enjoyed this one. Definitely check it out. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.